whatever time you may be watching this, next episode of one of our productions here at All in One, One in All, this channel that is dedicated to us liberating more inner peace, more joy, more abundance. I'm so excited and so thrilled to come back to you this week. And we have a continuation of the episode that we did last week. So we have a continuation of episode 4. We broke it into 2 segments. One of my friends that I wanted to speak to on this channel, and just for her to share her experience as well, I was unable to make it last week. So we have the opportunity to hear from her this week. So I'm sure you guys will be thrilled with the information that you're going to receive. And right now I want to introduce you to Miss Jumoke Alawode James. Miss Jumoke Alawode James, welcome to All in One, One in All. My second interview, your first time being here with us.
Yes.
So how are you?
I'm amazing. I'm very grateful to God, and I'm very honored to be here. How are you today, Doc?
Man, I'm doing amazing and grateful too. So
Cool.
that makes two of us now. We're hanging out in that spot together, right?
Cool.
So, I'm really thrilled to, speak to you this evening. And, we're here in Lagos, Nigeria. And I guess from a brief standpoint, just for those looking, people from around the world will look at this. You want to maybe just give us a brief synopsis of who you are and so forth?
I am Jumoke Alawode James. I've been a TV broadcaster on and off for 21 years. I've also directed events for 14 years. I have my own events and media company. I host events, and I'm also into business of empowering businesses in Nigeria and around the world.
Oh, very nice, man. Very nice. All right, cool. So we met. It's a year.
20 months.
20 months.
Yes, 22nd of March. And today is the 22nd of November, 22nd of March, 2017. So exactly 20 months today.
Wow, amazing. Okay, cool. So, when we started interacting, and I guess a starting point for a conversation, we have been discussing, can we be free from fear? And last week when I interviewed Monica, she was sharing that a lot of people look at fear as like that, when it's really sometimes anger or a little bit of anxiety. That's really just symptoms of an underlying fear. And so we've been fleshing that out. And when I remember just looking back on our conversations that we've had over time, so I want to kind of go back to at the point where we met. And then also, share with us, what you believe has been some of the changes, that the interaction and coming into some of the things that you have adopted in terms of what you've been practicing.
Okay, so I've been a Christian all my life and been aware of my spiritual being. But I'm very grateful to God for meeting you. It was divinely orchestrated, particularly because you opened the door at that meeting, on the 22nd of March, 2017. But what has changed since then was I used to have mood swings that I no longer have. So my state of happiness depended on things happening outside of me. So it was, today is a good day, so I'm happy. And then today wasn't a really nice day, so I'm a little sober and sad. I'm no longer in that space. My mood is now constant. It doesn't depend on what happens outside of me. I determine the mood in the atmosphere. And it's pretty much because of my newfound spiritual journey. Because as a Christian, we've been taught to think that God gets angry at us when we do things that He's not pleased with. So when you feel like you have sinned and you haven't done what God wants you to do, you become sad. When you have prayed and you haven't seen the results yet, you become sad, or you think that you don't have what you want part time. You become sad. But I no longer live in that frequency, because now I know that I am one with God and the Spirit of God is one with me. I determine what happens in my life. So I wake up on a daily basis now and I go into prayer and meditation. I'm not using all my former devotional books. I used to have tons of them. A lot of them preaching fear, because you don't get peace, from reading from all those devotionals, because they make you just feel like you're not righteous enough. You can't please God, you have sinned, and therefore God is displeased with you. So you read those books and you keep on worrying about your spiritual space. Since I met you, I've thrown all those books away. Now I'm able to do my spiritual study, just listening, to the Spirit of God, reading my Bible. I still do read my Bible, but now I am more aware of my spiritual state, knowing that because I am one with God, I'm able to stay in the space of silence, meditation, and just listen and be full enough within myself to determine what happens in my day. So I'm no longer influenced from the outside. I'm the one who influences my world, because I know I carry the Spirit of God in me. And so I'm able to stay in a steady atmosphere of joy, of peace, of not being thrown up and down by situations around me. Regardless of what happens on a daily basis, I'm on a constant atmosphere of peace and joy.
Wow, man, that's amazing. And I remember, in the process, in the beginning, as you said, something happened, today you were like really fired up, and then something happened in the evening, you're down.
Very true.
And a lot of people live that way and think that's normal. They think that's the way we're supposed to be.
No, sir.
And I'm really happy to see you overcome that and and smooth that out. So what are some of the practices that you do? Because it's cool to read books and stuff, but what are some of the things that you believe you have done differently in the last year, 20 months, or it's not fully 20 months, but in the process of us talking and learning, and what is it you think is the main thing that made a difference for you?
Silence is number one. Being quiet. So now I wake up and I open my eyes with the spirit of gratitude, grateful to God for life, for health, for peace, for people around me, for everything. So now I'm more grateful than I have demands. And it has changed a lot of things. Things fall into place now without me really having requests. Because I wake up and I'm just grateful for yesterday, for what God has done. I'm grateful for what I know He's going to do. Just knowing God in the place of silence assures me that today is going to be perfect, like yesterday was. So I wake up praying quietly. I wake up meditating. The place of silence is a place I don't want to ever miss on a daily basis now. It's a place of joy, waking up into silence and meditation, and without having requests, just being assured. It's not belief anymore. It's a place of knowing that my life is already taken care of. God loves me. He created me for a purpose. That I have woken up today is because He has a purpose for today. So I wake up and I just want the Spirit of God to direct me. So I'm in a place of gratitude. I'm grateful that I am awake today. You have a purpose for my life. You need to lead me in that purpose. And it has affected my business in a phenomenal way that I cannot explain to anyone. I'm no longer chasing after business. Business is running me over. And as a TV broadcaster in the last 5 years, on a live show, I used to complain a lot about the government because as a journalist, I belong to the fourth realm of governance, and we're supposed to hold the government accountable for people's lives and property. And so I've been in the place of standing in for justice and good governance for people, particularly in Nigeria. So I've been in a place where my mood usually fluctuates because, 20 people died somewhere in Nigeria today, or this wasn't done, or the government promised that they haven't done it, or somebody's stealing money somewhere. And on a daily, just continually complaining about what the government wasn't doing and should be doing. I wasn't comfortable just complaining anymore. um, I'm now looking inwards to what can I do to make life different for myself and people around me. How can I empower people around me? How can I be of influence? Oh yes, we're going to hold the government accountable, but if everything was perfect, we still have our own parts to play. So while we're holding the government accountable, can we play our own part? What has God empowered you to do today for your brother, for your sister, for your family and neighbor? Let's start to do that while we're holding the government accountable. So I wasn't comfortable just complaining anymore, So I found that was the old Jumoke. The new Jumoke doesn't complain anymore. She's more into doing. What can we do to help people around us?
Wow, man, that's amazing. There's a statement that says when we complain, who is listening?
Very true.
And the things that we complain about, we bring about.
Very true.
And a lot of times, we don't realize that when things come to us as problems, they come to us so that we can be the solution to the problem. That's why they come in our direction.
True.
So, in terms of that, more people are understanding that they are the solution, because you brought up some very important things. Peace and joy are not outside.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's one of the mistakes I made coming up. I thought, if my relationship wasn't a certain way, I wouldn't be happy. If my business wasn't a certain way, I wouldn't be happy.
Mm-hmm.
If my car broke down, then, the whole day is gone, right? But no, I've seen you go through some stuff, and, it hasn't moved you. You have stayed, you show up happy, smiling, laughing, and so the joy is just bubbling up and over.
Yeah, and if my car stops, I'm going to knock it back together and get in it and drive. Again, I must say that I'm very grateful for my spiritual journey, because when you have the bad vibe, you multiply the negativity around you. The good vibe multiplies the positivity around you. So when you are happy from within, things, like I mentioned earlier, just fall right into place by themselves.
Mm-hmm. So, so for those who haven't yet embraced doing silent meditation, what would you suggest to people who haven't yet embraced it?
I don't know why they haven't. I think that a lot of religious homes do not teach it. They say to do it, because I've heard it said all over in church, prayers and meditation, it's even in the Bible, but they do not teach how to be silent, particularly in a world that is fast-paced, microwave, where everyone is waking up at 4 a.m. to get to work early. A lot of us believe that we do not have the time to do it. And then you get home, you get home late and you're getting ready for work the next day. We just believe we don't have the time. But at the end of the day, if you do not settle that time, so if you have to leave your home, for instance, 5 o'clock, and you have to wake up 30 minutes earlier to find peace within yourself, to the extent that your entire day then falls into place, you find out that day after day you're running after things that you already possess inside. Like the Bible says that we pray amiss. Mm-hmm. So you are chasing after your daily bread amiss. The things you already have, like peace and joy, that will then determine how your day goes. So practical example, you're a banker, you have to leave home at 5 o'clock so you can get to your office on the island at 7 a.m. And because you haven't done your silent meditation because you were in a hurry, you're moody, you're not peaceful, and the customers that you see throughout the day are not willing to do business with you. Unlike if you carry that inner peace and joy, your vibe is attractive to people by themselves. Like, there's a joke around. We do a similar business, And people would say to me, Jumoke, we have to chase after customers. But you, customers are chasing after you. Like this week, I've had 2 people without me being there deciding that, oh, I want to join Jumoke's business. And then they give me a call. And I'm like, this weekend I decided I wanted to be on holiday. I wasn't going to chase after anyone. So now you guys are chasing after me. It's because God knows what you need per time. If you connect to Him first thing in the morning every day, then you connect to your source. A river that forgets its source because I'm in a hurry to go to the world
Dries up.
is going to dry. So what are you doing without meditation? What are you doing without connecting to your spiritual being? Nothing happens in the physical without it first happening in the spiritual. So anyone who hasn't been taught, who doesn't know that is the right thing to do, should try it for themselves and see how much peace they get. And then they know that it's the right way to live their lives.
So, meditation, one of the ways I look at the word, I shared on the previous talk we did with Monica, meeting eternity during intimate times, attaining thoughts inspired omnisciently. No, but there's also another way to look at the word. I know my brother Larry, who's my video editor, is going to put this here for us. But another way to look at it is moving experiential debris, right? Inhibiting transcendent, abundant. All right, so moving experiential debris, right? E-I, inhibiting, T, there, abundant, right? Transcendental, infinite, omnipotent nature. Okay? So, so there's some debris that in the beginning we'll have to get out of our way. And, so because you've been a Christian, I remember you sharing with me, all your life, but then there was this gap that was not allowing you to have that sense of peace and joy. So what is that, that at the beginning of the process of you, what was it change then? Because I remember one day you told me, hey man, you just felt inspired to throw these devotionals about, praying for cancel this and tear that down.
And then you remember me saying, no. Because the debris, like you rightly put it, is that fear of the unknown, where we believe what we believe in so much that we're a little wary of trying something new. So you've always heard of meditation and you believe that meditation is just when you read your Bible and you read the Bible study books that you have. And to you, that's meditation. Meanwhile, meditation is just silence and connecting to your inner spirit, because we are one with God and God is one with us. A lot of us haven't been told that enough to know how powerful we are already on our own. So whatever it is that someone else is saying to you must be an affirmation or a confirmation of what the Spirit of God already put in your heart, because we're one with Him. So my process was, once I started being silent in the morning and put out all the fearful, meditation books. They weren't meditation books, they were Bible study books. I found out that I was more peaceful, and the first few days that I actually tried meditation, the spirit of fear was like a real thing that needed to move out of my subconscious, to the extent that I was a little worried that, I have dreams. I've always had dreams and my dreams come true. And so this worried me a little, like fear of the unknown. Where am I going into? Am I, delving into the spiritual realm in a way that I may not be able to handle? So I was a little afraid at the beginning, but it's just fear of the unknown. Eventually, all of that moved out of the way, and I cannot not do without the peace and joy, happiness, forgiveness, all this, the virtues that we read about in the Bible: patience, kindness, love, loving everyone around you like you love yourself, and just being one with the world and peaceful at all times. Now, I cannot do without all of those. So I know the advantage of meditating every day, and there's no longer fear.
Nice. One of the things I've often said is that if we can't be happy where we are, going somewhere else is not going to change it.
Very true.
So I'm really grateful to hear you share all that you've said about meditation and what it's done for you, and also encouraging. We're here to liberate peace and joy, to liberate it. So it's not out there. As you have said, and I'm really grateful for you sharing that, man. It's really going to help a lot of people I know, because what I've experienced is that a lot of people don't know what meditation is, and it's been quote unquote spoken of about in a shady light, as if it's something. These people come from India or somewhere.
Well, I don't know if it was spoken of or demonized. Because like I mentioned, I've always been a church girl, and they always say to read your Bible, meditate and pray. They just never really taught us how to do it, So I don't know if it was demonized, but I think that the people who know the advantage for their selfish reasons may not want everyone to have that amount of connection. Because if you're pay dependent on me coming to you for spiritual knowledge, you wouldn't want me to know lots of things by myself.
Because you probably don't show up.
Because I don't need you no more, Because I think that the biggest industry, particularly in Nigeria, is the church. So the more ignorant people there are, the more pastorpreneurs, people who make money for being pastors.
I never heard of phrase before. You're cracking me up.
So, the more liberated people are, the less. Because I have an auntie who was
pastorpreneurs.
We're having a conversation this holiday Tuesday, and she was saying that once she knew how to pray for herself, she was now free. Before, she had to pay this person, pay that person. Lots of times she was deceived. And the pastor says, "Oh, don't worry, I'll fast on your behalf. Just pay me this amount of money." So definitely, the more people are aware of
this
their
is 2018, and somebody did that this year, right?
Yes, sir. The more people that are aware of their own powers, the less people who are going to need the pastorpreneur. So they may be hiding that information and only using it for their own inner clique. So if I wanted you as a senior pastor, help me shepherd this large flock, maybe I start to teach you meditation so you can connect to your spiritual being, because they're a powerful tool actually, to just know and be aware. That space is a place of knowledge. And once you know, it's no longer belief, it's just knowledge of who God is. There's no going back. So if there are people who are hiding, meditation away from people or demonizing it, they just want to use it for their own personal gains. It's all gainful for all of us to be aware of who we are in God. And the more peaceful people are, the more peaceful the world will become.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Man, I'm grateful that you came onto our channel and shared. And I'm grateful that we met, and I'm also grateful that you participated in practicing, because knowing about it is one thing, but actually putting it into practice, that's where the rubber meets the road. That's where the benefits come from. So, man, I'm so thrilled, excited. We don't do very long conversations. I think we're probably gone a good amount of time, man. And I'm so grateful and thankful for this opportunity to serve and to share. And as I promised you, we will get into some detail of what meditation is. I'm going to teach on it and actually share with you how to meditate. One of the ways, there's tons of ways to do meditation, but it's more important to find out what it is. All right, and we will actually dive into that and bring more clarity to it. So God bless each and every one of you, man. We'll see you at the top of life. You deserve to be there. Thank you very much, my sister. God bless you, man. For those of us who enjoyed this video, or even if you didn't fully enjoy it, but leave your comments, right? Please share it with friends, family, individuals that you would like to actually learn about what we're talking about. And please subscribe to this channel as well. Our goal is to really help more of us as human beings on this planet rise and shine and reveal more of our inner peace, joy, and reveal more abundance. All right. So thank you for your comments. I'm looking forward to reading them. I'll seek to respond to them. I'm having a great time. I hope that you are. God bless you all.